This is totally prohibited. And it's an innovation. And it's an imitation of the kuffar. And it is punishable by Allah. And people should fear Allah Azza wa Jal and not follow blindly the cultures and the customs of the non-Muslims. He says, here in India, Muslim people celebrate the maturity of girl child by family gatherings, feasting, and other rituals like garlanding the girl and many other absurd rituals. Is this allowed? And if not, what is the punishment for such a sin? I need to convince my parents for not doing the same. First of all, Muhammad, you have to know that the people in India and in Pakistan, in the subcontinent generally, had adopted a lot of the Hindu rituals into their customs and traditions. And this is why it is essential for Muslims in Arabia, for Muslims in North Africa, for Muslims in the subcontinent, for Muslims from the Malay origin in Indonesia, in Malaysia, in Singapore, and for Muslims in Europe and America. It is essential for them to go back to their roots, which is the Quran and the Sunnah, because Islam is to submit your will to Allah Azza wa Jal, which means that you have to cross-examine everything you do in your life as a Muslim and check whether this is permissible according to your religion and not according to your culture. So if there is a clash between religion and your culture and your country and whatever people call you to do, you have to give priority to your religion, to Islam. And secondly, we have to be extremely vigilant in the sense that Shaitan, Satan, the devil, has great experience in what we think and how we think. If you ask me for my resume, it would be like a couple of pages only, maybe 3 pages. If you ask for a CEO of a company, it might be 10 pages. Satan has hundreds and thousands of pages. He knows exactly how people think. So whenever they are extreme, he adds to it until he gets them away from the straight path. And if they're too lenient, he adds to it so that they would go away from the straight path. This issue, which is celebrating a girl's reaching the age of puberty, Shaitan has a role in this. So in some extreme cases, and I've seen this, because menstruation is a natural thing that Allah has prescribed upon women. So I get a lot of questions of sisters saying that while we are on our menses, our brothers, our sons, our relatives ask us, why don't you pray? Why don't you fast? So I pretend to be fasting. And I pray with them while in menses, so that they would not ask me. This is extreme, and this is haram, and this is totally prohibited. Now, on the other side, you have this type of question. Going out of their way, exposing something that should be concealed, something that goes against the bashfulness of girls. They expose her and show the people that she had reached puberty and that now she's menstruating. They throw a feast, they throw a celebration. Everybody in the family knows about it. This is totally prohibited. And it's an innovation. And it's an imitation of the kuffar. and it is punishable by Allah, and people should fear Allah Azza wa Jal and not follow blindly the cultures and the customs of the non-Muslims.